uses energy in everything we do. You are shaking your legs right now, how I'm talking right now, how you are, blinking right now. Your body recruits energy to make you do all of these things, right? There is something called BMR, basal metabolic rate. BMR. That is what is called when your body recruits energy, when your body burns fat from doing nothing, from just sitting, from just sleeping. Now, we are going to put our focus on the workout scenario. The activities we do when we work out is more intense than when we are just seated, when we are just rested, right? So the body now goes further to recruit energy from different sources to make us able to do workouts in the gym, right? Our activities in the gym, right? So the places where the body recruits this energy now is what we are going to discuss today. Now, in the gym now, there are two basic activity types. We have the anaerobic and we have the aerobic. So whatever we are doing in the gym, it's either anaerobic or aerobic. Now, anaerobic now, it means without oxygen. So any workout that we do that does not necessarily need oxygen is anaerobic. Aerobic, however, needs oxygen. So in this part of the country, in this part of the world, Nigeria, when they say aerobic, where people's mind goes is, the whole dancing, the whole, if they say aerobic, that's what they translate it to. But aerobics generally means any activity that recruits oxygen, that you can't do without oxygen. High intensity workouts, running, walking, going, even lifting weight for more reps, right? You need oxygen. It is aerobic. Now, there are different activity levels now in the gym that some falls under anaerobic, some falls under aerobic, right? Now the activity levels are strength training, hypertrophy, endurance. These are activity levels in the gym. And when we are talking about strength training, basically we are talking about lifting heavy. We are talking about lifting heavy. When you strength train, you are focused on getting strength. You are focused on building muscular strength, right? And now hypertrophy basically means growth. It means growth, right? So if you are training for hypertrophy, you are training for growth. You are not really concerned about strength, whether you are aware that you are training for hypertrophy or not. Or you are not training for strength, you are training basically for muscular growth. And then endurance, if you are training for endurance, you are training for muscular endurance. You are training for resistance. You are training for your ability to keep on hammering pressure on the muscles over and over and over and over again without getting tired for a long period of time. Right? Now, these are the activity levels that we have in the gym. So if you are in the gym, it's either you are training for strength, or you are training for hypertrophy, or you are training for endurance. Right? Now, strength training is an anaerobic movement. It is an anaerobic movement. Hypertrophy training is also an anaerobic movement, because if you go down under the bar, to bench press, say 100 kg or so, you can lift it without breathing, without the use of oxygen. You can do that without the use of oxygen. If you are lifting, if you are lifting, say maybe 10 reps of, like 60 kg or so, you can hold your breath and do it without training. But there is no way now that you will be running while holding your breath. There is no way that you'll be doing the jump ropes while holding your breath. So endurance training now is an aerobic movement, is an aerobic movement. You need oxygen to carry out endurance training. Now, to answer some of your questions that you're asking without asking, how do I know that I'm training for strength? How do I know that I'm training for hypertrophy and endurance? Like, if I want to go and train for strength now, how do I know that this is okay for strength? Right? So any weight at all that you are lifting slightly uncomfortably, but still maintaining the right form, and you can lift within 1 to 5 reps, then it is considered strength training. Am I communicating? It is considered strength training. But if you begin to go above 5 reps, now you are entering into 6, you are entering into 7, you are entering into 8. You've now left strength class. You are now entering hypertrophy. This is what you're entering now, hypertrophy, right? Now you are basically going for muscular hypertrophy, for muscular growth. The moment you start entering 10, you start entering 13, 15, you start entering 20, at that moment now, you will no longer be able to hold your breath. You will now be breathing. You will now recruit aerobic activity, right? And then that will now be endurance training. You are now training for endurance because you are putting pressure on the muscles for a longer period of time. That is endurance training. So strength training, the activity range for strength training is between 1 to 5 reps. The activity range for hypertrophy is between 6 to 15 reps. The activity range for endurance training is between 15 reps and above, right? Now, I didn't coin this. Like I always tell you, that bodybuilding is science. It's both science and art, right? So different research has been done on this, and it is always between this range, right? It is scientifically proven. Do you understand? Good. Now, when we are training for strength, the first energy source that the body recruits when we are training, whether for strength or even for hypertrophy, the first energy source that the body recruits is the adenosine triphosphate, the ATP. Right? The ATP is stored also in the muscles, a good amount of it in the muscles. So when our muscles now collect pressure, the first energy source that the body recruits, that the body derives its energy from, is ATP. So if you are training for strength, you use ATP. But now, like I explained here, the moment you are beginning to enter 6 reps, 7 reps, 8 reps, there is something that happens here. There is a process that happens here. It's called glycolysis, right? That is the process of the body now is recruiting glycogen as a source of energy. So glycolysis happens, and then you begin to use glycogen as your energy source. Now for hypertrophy, the energy source used for hypertrophy is glycogen. Now, if you are going now, you've passed 15, you begin to recruit oxygen, you begin to use oxygen your body now begins to recruit fatty acids. Aerobic exercise works with fatty acids. Do you understand? And that is the reason why the most effective way to lose fat is using aerobic exercises, cardio exercises. Do you understand? This is also called cardio exercises. Do you understand? That is the best way to lose fat, because fat is the energy source that is being recruited when you're doing any aerobic activity. You use the fatty acid. Your body uses the fatty acid. Do you understand? So now I'm going to tell you why, in the gym basically we always recommend resting time between sets. After you go 1 to 5 reps for strength, you need to rest before you go for the next set. Many people think if they rest they are weak, if they rest they are not man enough, but that is not so. Something happens here aside from the glycolysis, as I said. There is something else that happens here. When the body starts recruiting glycogen, it is not just the glycogen that comes to the muscles. The glycogen comes with a waste product, and the waste product is called, lactic acid. Lactic acid. That is what the waste product is called. When the lactic acid comes, it is going to be flushing out the ATP. Okay, not necessarily flushing out the ATP, but when the ATP level is going down, the lactic acid is going to be replacing. It's going to be replacing the ATP. And what does lactic acid do to the muscles basically? The lactic acid causes fatigue, friction, contraction, right? So if you're in the gym, if basically you are training for failure, you think you are tired, you're not really tired. It is the excess accumulation of lactic acid in your muscles, in your joints, right, that makes everything to contract, that makes the muscles to contract. So you think you can't go anymore. And the more you go when you are tired, the more tear comes to the muscles. That is why it is also very important to train to failure, right? Because when you are going, when there is no more energy source in the muscles, the lactic acid has caused contraction. When you can still go a little, excess tear happens in the muscles. But there's going to be time for you to stop. There's going to be time that you can't even lift anymore. You can't even go anymore. Then you have to rest. That resting period now is the period that ATP comes back to the muscles and flush out the lactic acid. Then you can go again. And that is why you see that no matter how much failure you attain when training, if you give a little rest, you will still get your energy back because the lactic acid has been flushed out. Now, scientifically now, there are time range which the ATP is going to come back to the muscles. It's going to come back to the muscles. Now, for strength training now, if you lift these amounts, basically, if you train for strength, recommendedly, you are to rest between 3 to 5 minutes. 3 to 5 minutes. This is the time it will take for your ATP to come back fully, for the lactic acid to flush fully, for you to be able to maximize your next set. Do you understand? No little wonder why sometimes someone can go 5 reps with strength training and you just rest for 1 minute, maybe 2 minutes, and the next one he won't be able to go for 5 reps, maybe 4, or even maybe if you get to 5, it's going to be with excessive struggle. The third set maybe 3 reps. But when you rest for the recommended amount of time, the recommended period of time, you are going to maximize your first. So it is science. It's not science. Then for hypertrophy, it is recommended that you rest between 1 to 3 minutes. 1 to 3 minutes for you to get your energy source back, for the lactic acid to flow and repeat what you started. Right? For endurance, however, you rest between 20 to 60 seconds. So if you are lifting, if you are lifting, for you now, say if you are lifting 20 kg for bench, you can go like 100 reps. Assumedly go for 100 reps, which is endurance, or 50 reps. Your resting will be between 20 to 60 seconds. You will go 1 minute, and then you go again. Then you go again. Do you understand? So now this is everything you need to know about how your body sources energy for you to run heavy activities in the gym. Any activity in the gym, not just heavy, any activity in the gym, and how to use the energy, how to manage the energy, how to allow for your body to rest so your body can recruit these energy sources. Do you understand? And a person can use an activity can use all this at the same time. All this at the same time. If you start running now, for example, the first thing that your body recruits is the ATP. Right? Like the first 5 seconds. The first 5 seconds, your body recruits ATP. But the muscles will see that this person they stop. We need more energy, we need other sources of energy. Then glycogen will begin to activate. Glycogen will begin to activate. After few more seconds, this one now don't breathe hard. Fatty acid now take off. And then fatty acid will take off. The fatty acid will continue taking off till maybe when the lactic acid is now too much that your body now has to contract. To some people it could be 1 hour, some people 3 hours, some people 24 hours before. Do you understand? So you can use all these things for one activity, and it is recommended. Right? Good. So any questions?
Is mechanical tension the same as hypertrophy?
No, mechanical tension is more of strength. Do you understand? It's more of strength. Hypertrophy, you are looking at metabolic stress, right? We have mechanical tension, metabolic stress, and what again? Mechanical tension, metabolic stress, and muscle damage. Right? So metabolic tension is more of strength, like tension excess, right? But still, like if I look at how I usually do them, how I analyze them, how I analyze it is, we have strength, we have hypertrophy, we have endurance, right? Now for strength now, I put mechanical tension. For hypertrophy now, I can put mechanical stress, metabolic stress, right? Then for both, now this is endurance, right? Now for both strength, hypertrophy, endurance, it still results to muscle damage. Now, this is outside our topic today, but the whole principle for muscle growth, lies under mechanical tension, metabolic stress, muscular damage. Without these three, or without any of these three rather, muscle cannot grow. It's either your muscle is under mechanical tension, or it is under metabolic stress, or it is damaged. Your own metabolic stress. You know the damage. So basically, so strength is more of metabolic, is more of mechanical tension to the best of my own understanding. It could be different, I could be wrong, but
my question maybe a bit outside what you thought.
Okay.
But I just want to understand the difference between hypertrophy and hypertrophy. Yes, hyper and hypo.
Hyper
Yes.
is growth,
Increase.
hypo is
So
reduction.
what energy source do you employ or deploy
For
for
hypertrophy,
hypertrophy? Yes.
the usual principle of life, right? The law of entropy, or entropy, whatever, it states that when you do nothing, you gravitate towards chaos, towards disorder, right? So for you to grow, you need to put effort. For you not to grow, just be like that, right? Just be like that. So if you are growing, you are lifting, you are growing, you are getting entropy, you are getting hypertrophy. For you not to grow, you don't do nothing. That is the reason why most of the people on the streets, they are muscleless. They have nothing because they are doing nothing. Do you understand? And that is the reason why you see people all jacked up. When they stop working out, their muscle mass will reduce because they've not been doing anything for activity. So did I answer your question?
Yes.
Right. Yeah. So any other? Alright, so in the absence of none, I hope
have a question.
Okay.
Apart from this, is there any external way of getting energy source for workers? Apart from this thing?
External.
These three are natural ways of getting it through just the body doing it itself. Are there ways of maybe recruiting more energy?
Induced.
Yes.
Whatever way you want to use, however way, just like you said, these are natural energy sources. Whichever external artificial way you are going to use, it is not directly giving you energy, rather it is adding to this. Your body produces protein. Do you understand? But you still feed on protein to increase the protein that your body, the process, I don't know, like the level of your protein, right? If you have, your body produces its own like carbohydrates, however the process is called glycogen, but you still eat carbohydrates to increase your glycogen level. Now this ATP now, there's also something called ATPPC. This has to do with creatine level, right? Creatine level is also found in the muscles, right? Your body produces creatine, but your body doesn't produce as much creatine, and that is why people use creatine to increase this. Yeah, and creatine gives energy. ATP now. It gives energy. So the external, whatever you want to use externally, it is still going to work on, just like people who use steroids and testosterone and all of that, right? You are not bringing a new something to your body. It is what is there already that you are increasing, right? So
what does pre-workout do?
Pre-workout basically does not really increase your energy. Rather, it blocks, what is it called now in the brain? I think it's also called adenosine in the brain. There's a compound in the brain, there's a stress compound in the brain. I can't really remember the name of it, but it blocks it. So you don't feel tired, you don't feel stressed. That is what caffeine does. And most pre-workouts are highly caffeinated. Do you understand? So that is what it does. That is what pre-workout does. Pre-workout doesn't give you extra strength. That's what creatine does. That is why maybe you eat banana before coming to the gym. But if you take pre-workout, it is for you not to get tired, not to get stronger. Right? So that is what it does. Pre-workout acts on the brain, not on the muscles. It acts on the brain. Yeah.
So you said you made mention of taking banana before you come to the gym. Is that not also a source of energy?
Of
For you
course
not to
it
get tired?
Yes, it is. Banana is an energy food. Right? So most athletes, they take banana 30 minutes before their performance, before their workout. It gives you
So
energy.
then it now adds to fatty acid, glycogen, or okay.
Glycogen. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe can maybe to understand something well so that
Yeah.
to simplify it for me in case I want to explain to a layman.
Okay.
Food is the major source. But when I take in food, any type of food, whether carb or protein, then it goes into my body. It's converted to ATP.
Not all foods.
No, I'm just saying
Yes.
this. For
Yes.
instance,
Yes.
ATP for strength. And when I need to go further to hypertrophic development activity, the ATP converts that same. The ATP is converted to glycogen.
The ATP is not converted to glycogen. ATP is different from glycogen.
Now, just okay.
Yeah, your body recruits glycogen.
Glycogen.
Your body doesn't convert it to
Yeah.
glycogen. Yeah.
Neither does glycogen convert.
To fatty acid. They are all stored in the body. So based on your activity level, that is how it determines the usage. Do you understand? So none convert to these two. This one is stored in muscles and mitron. I can't pronounce it. But it is stored in the muscles basically. This one is stored in the muscles and the liver. Right? This one is stored. It is stored in your abdominal area in adipose. Exactly. It is post. That is why fat. Basically, if you start getting fat, for most people, it starts from the tummy. So that is where the fatty acid is stored. So none is converting into another. The body is just recruiting differently based on the activity level. Yeah.
And then what does visceral fat mean?
Visceral fat means tummy fat. Lower tummy fat here. Yeah. So more questions. Good. So I hope it's been an educative session. So I'll see you all next Saturday.
No more questions.
Okay, I
This basal metabolic rate is like the energy you burn while doing nothing.
Yeah, basal metabolic rate is not basically an energy. It's not basically an energy. It is just a term, right? It is a term that they call when your body burns fat without doing anything. This is the term used to describe that. So when you sleep, when you sit down watching TV, you still use energy. That is your BMR. So why this is important? Why the BMR is very important is because you need minimum. This is the minimum of energy that you need to survive. So say you need 2,000 calories. Say in a day, if you don't do anything in a day, you need 2,000 calories. So your BMR rate is 2,000 calories. Right? So in a day, you need 2,000 calories to survive.
So now these energy sources, are they also required if you are not doing anything? Since they say basal metabolic rate means the energy your body burns when you don't do anything. Or you don't need any of the energy source for that.
You need basically fatty acid. Do you understand? The purpose of fasting, intermittent fasting, or even long fasting. And I'm not talking about religious purposes now, I'm talking about medical purposes, is to burn more fatty acid, right? Because your glycogen now, when you haven't eaten for some time, right, you use your body, you use your body for activities now, your glycogen will go, and there is no immediate source of glycogen in the body. You are not eating something that your body will convert, so your body will now start recruiting your fatty acids, right? Now, some people have, say, like 100,000 calories in their body. Meanwhile, all they need in a day is like 2,000 calories, right? So you can stay for like 1 week without eating all of this, but your body will be getting energy from these fatty acids. Do you understand?
Yeah. So the fatter you are, right? In terms of fat man, the fat person who has so much fat in the body, they likely live longer without food than the person who does not have fat.
Basically,
Survive longer. The person who does not have, who is kind of slim.
Yes, because the fat person has obviously more stored energy. Yeah. That doesn't mean you go and get fat because you want to survive. You want to survive longer. Alright, so I'll see you guys in the next class.
Okay.
Thank you.